level up. No more waiting, we gon' level up. I feel it in my spirit, we gon' level up. No Holocaust problem, we gon' level up. All my friends with it, we gon' level up. Deep down, I believe it, we gon' level up. If you think big, we gon' level up. Don't give up, we gon' level up.
Hello again, and thank you so much for tuning in to another segment of The Real Question with Dr. J. Ajayi. I'm a board-certified psychiatrist, and sometimes I like to interview people who are prominent in our community and just find out a little bit more about them. Tyrese Goldsby, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good, Jay. How are you?
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to have you here at The Real Question. We want to dig into some of what you've been doing in the community and kind of how it impacts you, not just from a community standpoint, but from a mental health one too. So with that being said, how was your day today?
Today was a good day. It was full of introspection and, of course, blessing.
So I hear introspection, and, as a psychiatrist, I pick up on that word for real, because I want everybody that I talk to take the therapy, tips that we give you and go home and be introspective. What does it mean for you when you say today was an introspective day?
I mean, today was full of just accountability about how things can be perceived.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Especially in the workplace. I work in higher education.
Okay.
But also how your intentions can be for yourself, but your behaviors are for others.
Today's day, I feel like we're not intentional people at all anymore. No, we don't have babies intentionally. We don't are choosing partners intentionally. We're not spending our money intentionally. We're not voting intentionally. We're not doing a lot of things intentionally. Even consumption of music, I feel like it's not intentional anymore. It's very much like, why is this person being shoved in my face every day, and not the people I actually like? And so maybe there's an intention behind all that, but I feel like in general, a lot of us are just kind of waking up every day and just surviving. And when you're just surviving, it's hard to be fully intentional. Mm-hmm. It takes a certain level of excess wealth and capital to be able to say, I'm going to intentionally put my money here versus there. But when you're check to check, I mean, you're putting your money where you're putting your money. That's my point. So with you say intentional. Does that mean that you intentionally said or did something in that situation and now you're just kind of dealing with the repercussions of that? Or was it more of I wasn't intentionally responding to something and we talked about it and now I'm being introspective and I realized I did something wrong?
Well, when I say my intentions are for myself, I think it was more so talking about how, we can always want the best. You know what I'm saying? We could always want to deliver the message in the best kind of way. Mm-hmm. But sometimes there's things that affect our ability to even care that we're typing this quick little message to our coworker or to our sister or to our best friend.
The keyword tricks.
For real. And so sometimes that pressure of the things that we have just going on in our day-to-day, we just send off a text message, not necessarily even thinking about how it can be perceived or how the other person can even take it. So that's more so what I'm talking about when I say my intentions. My intentions is more than the time to get the message across.
Something I don't like about what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I love everything you're saying, but I hate one part of it.
Okay.
I'm in the corporate world too. We're all in corporate. If you want to be somebody these days, you got to be in corporate, right? And that means, to me, corporate just means texting and emailing every day. That's your job. It's not like your job is like, I would imagine like somebody who's like a welder or like a plumber. I hope they're not dealing with what I'm dealing with, emails and phone calls. But in corporate, that's what you're dealing with.
Okay.
And I don't think it's fair that people use tone. I don't really understand tone, but maybe you do. But like when I was reading books, going to like Hardy Boys or Nancy Drew novels or Goosebumps, was there a tone in that? Or was it just, this is the book? Why do you read the tone into my emails? Is it because you know me? Is there a bias to you knowing me in real life and also getting an email from me? You know what I'm saying? Because we didn't know those authors in real life.
I mean, fair, you have a good point. Those authors were trying to tell a story, though.
Okay.
So, you know, there is tone by the scene that they're trying to do. Now, what I do think that people do is try to recreate those same stories in their life depending on what they got going on. You know what I'm saying? You could literally be the Snow White in your story and ain't nobody coming to give you no kiss.
Dang.
You're waiting for centuries.
Oh my
So
God.
we try to
Well, they
those
did wait for centuries. Sleeping Beauty slept for centuries.
Yeah, so like we be stuck trying to be those characters in the story when it's not even the story that you're fabricating what's happening around you.
So there is a bias, and it's based on your own personal life experiences.
Correct. And so
How you read an email from me is based on how you're feeling today.
yes, how you woke up out of bed.
Yeah.
Did Bobby or Susie get peanut butter on your shirt? You know what I'm saying?
Did you encounter traffic on your way to work? Did you slip and fall on your staircase down to your tele job?
Right.
What happened to you the day before you read my email, and why are you reading it with this energy that you then translate into my tone? It's a call to projection. So that's in psychiatry, psychology, that's what we call it. You're projecting your internal feelings onto another person when you don't even know if that's actually true. And it's inherently not a good thing to do because it leads to breakdown of interpersonal relationship and communication.
But see, the best part about today was actually noticing and realizing that you have control over that perspective. You have control over how you choose to be perceived. And because sometimes those distractions in life don't allow us to have that introspection or allow us to really see what is causing the conflict, if any, with others, I think that's when the people that really care about you and love you step in and are able to deliver a message that can help you think a little bit deeper, because we don't have a mirror that reflects us. You know, for sure. We can't always see how we look. You know what I'm saying? You touched me up before we started. So, you know, we as humans have to be able to communicate with each other to tell each other essentially how we are.
At the same time, we live in a very sensitive age.
This is true.
Where many people are too proud to say, I don't talk politics, I don't talk religion, because they know that it's not worth it to even try to talk about these things because the likelihood of offending anybody, somebody, is so high, it's not worth trying to make a point. So we're very sensitive these days. And so how are we going to move forward into a community that feels more like what you want it to feel like, where people show you you're a mirror and they tell you, hey, I don't like what you just did today.
Yeah. It comes with trust.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It really comes with time. And I think that having your walls and your guards and your protections up is healthy because that's essentially what keeps us from danger. It's about trusting somebody enough to let those walls and protections down to be able to understand and see clearly and hear clearly and accept some of the things that people may say.
Yeah.
There's a difference between those who are haters. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you definitely got to pick your people right. But
absolutely.
Once you're able to tell those truly positive people for your life, it's like what they say, you got to take into consideration. You got to take it to the table in your mind.
Yeah.
And sit down and be like, all right, now I have something to look at myself with.
I couldn't agree with you more. And there you have it. Thank you for tuning in to another segment of The Real Question with Dr. J. Ajayi, my special guest today, Tyrese Goldsby, a pillar in our community, working in higher education and navigating those difficult conversations that he has to navigate on his ladder journey up. We've all had to climb it. I'm still climbing it. And talking to brothers like him is incredibly important. I think that one thing I want to bring him back for to talk about is how colorism, racism, xenophobia, all of the things can kind of interfere with one's ability to perceive someone in a good light versus the negative light. Because sometimes it's not about your tone. Sometimes it's about your skin color and where you're from, who you are as a person, what you represent, and where other people can see you going in your life that they may not be able to achieve themselves. Sometimes it's about an insecurity. And I want to make sure we talk about all these things here on The Real Question with Dr. J. Ajayi and my special guest, Tyrese Goldsby. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Oh, Dr. J, I can't wait.
No, be small thing, we gon' level up. No more waiting, we gon' level up. I feel it in my spirit, we gon' level up. No, I holla cause the problem we All my friends with it, we gon' level up. Deep down, I believe it, we gon' level up. If you think big, we gon' level up. Don't give up, we gon' level up.